Hey friend, welcome back to LifeTalk English. I'm Clara, and if we haven't met before, hi, I'm glad you're here. Today, we're going to talk about something very simple. Very, very simple. How to talk about your day in English. And I promise, I'm going to speak slowly. I'm using easy words, so you can follow. You don't need to understand every single word. You just need to listen. And maybe repeat a few things after me. Ready? Let's dive in. You know what I love about talking about my day? It's not about big things. It's not about being interesting. It's not about having a perfect story. It's about connection. When someone asks you, "How was your day?" they're not asking for a report. They're asking to share a small moment with you. And that's beautiful. But I know, when you're learning English, that simple question can feel a little scary. Your heart goes, "Oh no, what do I say? Do I use the right tense? Is my grammar okay?" Here's the thing, you don't need perfect grammar. You don't need fancy words. You don't need a long story. You just need a few simple sentences. And that's what we're going to practice today. Let's start with the morning. After you wake up, what do you do? Me? I'm not a morning person. Not at all. Every morning, my alarm goes off, and I think, 5 more minutes. Just 5 more minutes. But let me give you some simple phrases for the morning. Listen first, then repeat after me. First phrase, I wake up at. Let's try that. I'll say it, then you say it. I wake up at 7 o'clock. Now you repeat. I wake up at 7 o'clock. Good. Now you can change the time. I wake up at 6:30. Now you repeat. I wake up at 6:30. Second phrase, I have breakfast. Simple, right? I have breakfast at 8 o'clock. Now you repeat. I have breakfast at 8 o'clock. But sometimes I don't have breakfast. I know, it's not good. Sometimes I'm in a hurry, so I say, I skip breakfast. I skip breakfast when I'm late. Now you repeat. I skip breakfast when I'm late. Third phrase, I go to work or I go to school. You choose. I go to work at 9 o'clock. Now you repeat. I go to work at 9 o'clock. Or I go to school at 8 o'clock. Now you repeat. I go to school at 8 o'clock. Fourth phrase, I check my phone. Okay, be honest. Who checks their phone right after waking up? I do. I know I shouldn't, but I do. I check my phone in the morning. Now you repeat. I check my phone in the morning. Good, you're doing great. Let me put these together into one short story. Listen to my morning. My alarm goes off at 7 o'clock. I stay in bed for 5 more minutes. Then I get up. I check my phone. I have a quick breakfast. I drink coffee. Coffee is very important for me. Then I brush my teeth. I get dressed. And I go to work at 9 o'clock. That's my morning. Simple, right? Now, let me tell you the same story again. But this time, a little slower, a little more complete. I wake up when my alarm goes off. I always feel a little tired at first. You know that feeling? When your eyes are heavy and the bed is so warm, and you just want to stay there? That's me every morning. I don't jump out of bed. I lie there for a few minutes. Sometimes I check my phone. Sometimes I just look at the ceiling. Then, I get up. I make coffee. Coffee is my best friend in the morning. I have a small breakfast, usually toast, or some fruit. Nothing fancy. Then I get ready. I brush my teeth, I change my clothes, and I leave for work. That's it. That's my morning. Nothing special, but it's my morning. Now it's your turn. Think about your morning. What do you do? Can you say 3 things? Just 3. Pause the episode now. Take your time. Say it out loud. Welcome back. You did it. I'm proud of you. Now let's talk about the afternoon. The afternoon is different from the morning. In the morning, everything is fresh. Everything is new. But in the afternoon, sometimes I feel a little tired, especially after lunch. Here are some simple phrases for the afternoon. Number 1, I have lunch. I have lunch at 12:30. Now you repeat. I have lunch at 12:30. Number 2, I work or I study. I work in the afternoon. Now you repeat. I work in the afternoon. Number 3, I take a break. I take a break at 3 o'clock. Now you repeat. I take a break at 3 o'clock. Good. Now let me tell you a story about one afternoon. Story time. Last Tuesday, I had a very long day. In the morning, everything was fine. But in the afternoon, something happened. I was working on my computer. Suddenly, my computer made a strange noise. Bzzz. And then, the screen went black. Oh no, my computer stopped working. I felt a little panicked. You know that feeling when technology breaks and you don't know what to do, and you just want to close your eyes and hope it fixes itself. So I called my friend. She knows about computers. She said, "Did you try turning it off and on again?" Of course I did, but it didn't work. So I took my computer to a repair shop. The man at the shop said, "It will take 3 days." 3 days without my computer. I didn't know what to do. But you know what? It was okay. I took a walk. I read a book. I talked to people. Without my computer, I had a different kind of afternoon. A slower afternoon. A quieter afternoon. And when I got my computer back, I felt grateful. Now let me tell you the same story again, but this time with simpler words, so you can follow more easily. Last Tuesday, I was working. My computer stopped working. I felt scared. I called my friend. She said, "Turn it off and on." It didn't work. I took my computer to a shop. The man said, 3 days. I was sad. But then, I took a walk. I read a book. It was okay. See? The same story. Fewer words. Simple sentences. You can understand it. Now, let's practice some afternoon phrases together. Follow me. I had a busy afternoon. Now you repeat. I had a busy afternoon. I felt tired after lunch. Now you repeat. I felt tired after lunch. Something unexpected happened. Now you repeat. Something unexpected happened. I asked for help. Now you repeat. I asked for help. Everything worked out in the end. Now you repeat. Everything worked out in the end. See? You can tell a whole story with just simple sentences. You don't need advanced grammar. You don't need big vocabulary. You just need a few short sentences and a little bit of feeling. Now we come to the evening. The evening is my favorite part of the day. Why? Because the day is done, work is done, school is done, and I can relax. Here are some simple phrases for the evening. Number 1, I go home. I go home at 6 o'clock. Now you repeat. I go home at 6 o'clock. Number 2. I have dinner. I have dinner with my family. Now you repeat. I have dinner with my family. Number 3. I watch something. I watch a show on TV. Now you repeat. I watch a show on TV. Number 4. I feel tired in the evening. Now you repeat. I feel tired in the evening. But sometimes I feel happy. Sometimes I feel relaxed. Sometimes I feel grateful. The evening is a good time to think about the day, about what happened, about how you feel. Let me share my evening routine with you. My evening. I usually leave work around 6. I walk home. The walk is about 15 minutes. I like the walk. It gives me time to think. When I get home, the first thing I do is change my clothes. I put on something comfortable. It feels so good. Then I make dinner. Cooking is relaxing for me. I put on some music, and I just cook. After dinner, I usually watch one episode of a show. Nothing serious, something funny, or heartwarming. Then I get ready for bed. I wash my face. I brush my teeth. And I read for a few minutes. Reading helps me fall asleep. Before I close my eyes, I think about one good thing from the day. Just one. Some days it's easy. Some days it's hard. But I always try to find one good thing. Now let's practice evening phrases together. I go home after work. Now you repeat. I go home after work. I make dinner. Now you repeat. I make dinner. I watch a show. Now you repeat. I watch a show. I feel relaxed. Now you repeat. I feel relaxed. I think about my day. Now you repeat. I think about my day. Good job! You're learning to talk about your whole day. Morning, afternoon, evening. That's amazing. Now let me put everything together. I'm going to tell you about one whole day, from morning to evening. Listen first, then I'll tell you again with simpler words. And then, it's your turn. Full story, first telling. Yesterday was a good day. Not perfect, but good. I woke up at 7 o'clock. My alarm went off. I stayed in bed for a few minutes. Then I got up. I made coffee. I had toast for breakfast. I went to work at 9. I worked on a few projects. I had lunch with a colleague at 12:30. We talked about our weekend. It was nice. In the afternoon, I felt a little tired, so I took a short break. I walked to a coffee shop nearby. I bought a small coffee, and I sat outside for 10 minutes. The weather was warm. The sky was blue. I felt peaceful. Then I went back to work. I finished my tasks. I left work at 6. I walked home. I made pasta for dinner. I watched an episode of a comedy show. I laughed a few times. Before bed, I thought about my day. I thought about the good things. The coffee break in the sun. The lunch with my colleague. The laughter from the show. And I felt grateful. It wasn't a big day. It wasn't an exciting day. But it was a good day. And that's enough. Full story, second telling. Yesterday, I woke up at 7. I had coffee. I had toast. I went to work. I worked. I had lunch with a friend. We talked. In the afternoon, I was tired. I took a break. I walked to a coffee shop. I sat outside. The weather was nice. I felt peaceful. I went home at 6. I made pasta. I watched a show. I laughed. Before bed, I thought about my day. I felt grateful. That's it. Simple sentences. Simple story. Real life. Now it's your turn. Yes, you. I want you to try. Think about yesterday, or today, or any day. Can you say 3 things about your morning? Just 3. Now, can you say 3 things about your afternoon? And 3 things about your evening? You can do it. I believe in you. Pause the episode now. Take your time. Speak out loud. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. Welcome back. How did it feel? Was it hard? Was it easy? Maybe a little of both? That's okay. Every time you try, you get a little better. Every time you speak, you build a little more confidence. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up. And you showed up today. Right here. Listening. Trying. That counts. Let me quickly recap what we talked about today. We learned how to talk about our day. Morning phrases. I wake up at. I have breakfast. I go to work. Afternoon phrases. I have lunch. I work. I take a break. Evening phrases. I go home. I have dinner. I feel. And most importantly, you learned that you don't need perfect English. You don't need big words. You don't need long sentences. You just need simple sentences and the courage to speak. I want you to remember something. It's okay if you make mistakes. It's okay if your sentences are short. It's okay if you forget a word. What matters is that you try. What matters is that you keep going. One step at a time. One word at a time. One day at a time. And here's something I want you to try. 1 month from now, come back to this episode. Listen again. And tell me, has your English improved? Has talking about your day gotten easier? I'll be here. Same place, same voice, waiting to hear about your progress. This is Clara, and this is LifeTalk English. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep growing. See you next time, friend. Bye.